And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. So watch, comment, keep the comments coming, subscribe, and share with your family and your friends. It's so important simply because the insanity, it's just not stopping. Talk about insanity. Fox News is spiraling as leaked reports show that Trump distorted the truth to the American public about the Iranian attacks. And Pete Hegseth and Trump lashed out at reporters, even ones from Fox News. Meanwhile, Laura Ingraham, she tried to claim that Democrats, you can't make this stupidity up, that Democrats agree with the Ayatollah. Serious. Play the clip.
I just do not think the president was telling the truth when he said this program was obliterated.
Right now, we have no final battle damage assessment that would enable us to be comfortable or complacent about what has been done.
How comforting to know that most Democrats agree here with the Ayatollah. Not just about the damage or no damage or some damage to the nuclear program, but about Trump himself.
No, that's just not true. As I wrote in my Substack, The Truth Always Finds the Leaks, Congress was never meant to be a ceremonial body. It's not a rubber stamp. Its power of inquiry is fundamental. Let me say it again. The power of inquiry is fundamental to the health of our republic. And if it can't access the information it needs, oversight becomes a fiction, it's an empty ritual while real decisions are made in secret, away from scrutiny, behind doors locked by executive privilege. That's just not the way our system has ever been designed to work. Now, after the Senate briefing on the attacks, GOP senators, they moved the goalpost. Lindsey Graham said that he didn't know where the enriched uranium was, but it wasn't the goal. What? Play the clip.
Here's where we're at. The program was obliterated at those three sites, but they still have ambitions. I don't know where the 900 pounds of highly enriched uranium exists, but it wasn't part of the target set.
Are you concerned that in light of that several years, when the administration is saying this is obliterated, it suggests that they're not able to build a weapon. But you're saying in several years, perhaps they'll be able to.
That's what I'm saying. They're obliterated today, but you can reconstitute. I don't want people to think that the site wasn't severely damaged or obliterated. It was. But having said that, I don't want people to think the problem is over, because it's not.
Okay, so Lindsey, let me sort of put it to you in perspective. And again, I wrote about this in the Substack. What we need to do is we need to ask the obvious. What information is so explosive, so damning that it can't even be shared with Congress, with you, right? Under secure conditions. What exactly are we, the American people, not supposed to see? Intelligence assessments? Briefings on foreign influence? Internal memos on policies already affecting millions? The actual damage, right? What are we not supposed to see here? Now, Tom Cotton said that it wasn't part of the mission to destroy the uranium. Sure, Tom. Play the clip.
We'll stop and explain the reason.
Do you have some sense of where the enriched uranium is at this point? Has the intelligence community figured that out at this point?
I don't have a comment on that. I will say it was not part of the mission to destroy all their enriched uranium or to seize it or anything else. Again, this is not a mission.
Why not? Why not? So what was exactly the mission? Because that's another aspect that for whatever the reason, it is so damning that it cannot be shared with members of the Democrat Party or the American people. Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Moreno ironically said that he hates when people say one thing in private and another in public solely for political gain. Play the clip.
Well, they're rudderless. They have no ideas. They have no leaders. But Laura, I'm going to give you some breaking news. One of the Democrats that you just had on your program was in a confidential briefing in the SCIF today and said to General Cohen, the operation that you ran will go down in the annals of American history as the greatest military operation ever conducted. A Democrat said that today. What's sick, Laura, is that they then go on TV and do everything possible politically to undermine the administration. This is not what they believe. This is just pure political grotesque behavior. It infuriates me. Look, I'm just going to call it like it is. Maybe I'm breaking Senate protocol here, but look, I can't stand these guys that say something in private and they go out publicly and contradict it only to score cheap political points, which weakens this country and undermines our military.
First of all, I think he meant annals, not anals. But putting all that aside, Jesse Waters, who I think is a total idiot, made a joke. Again, because this is all laughing. It's a laughing fucking matter for this moron. Makes a joke about Trump being called daddy at the NATO summit. Play the clip.
Democrats are now complaining that Trump isn't sharing all of his intel with them. Maybe that's because they keep leaking it. Now, if Trump gave Democrats a heads up on Operation Midnight Hammer, they would have told the Ayatollah. That can't happen. Daddy hates leaks in the House.
Yeah. But yet Pete Hegseth is still Secretary of Defense, right? Now, Jessica Tarlov spoke about Trump hating the press. Play that clip.
Donald Trump hates the press. It's his number one witch hunt or whatever. And Secretary Hegseth knows how to please his boss.
No,
and that was a performance.
The biased press.
No,
the biased press. They don't hate the
but
press.
they decide who's
bias.
biased on a daily basis. He does it all the time. He goes, "Oh, you're not so bad today," and then tomorrow he says, "Oh, wait, I hate you again." So Secretary Hegseth was, that's fine, but it doesn't change the reality of it. That the way that he speaks to them, the way that he discredits genuine questions, and it happened today with Secretary Hegseth, and the questioning about, what changed over the last 3 days, right? That you are now willing to say this was total obliteration when you said the reports are going to come in over time. And I know that it went well because we got the review from Trump, one of the greatest, most professional, and most confirming news conferences I've ever seen. The fake news should have everyone involved in this. We should fire everyone involved in the witch hunt and apologize to our great warriors. I haven't seen anyone minimizing the warriors, asking questions about where 400 pounds of 60% enriched uranium is not minimizing what these warriors did. And we should note as well that people in the intel community, they're warriors as well, and they get diminished constantly.
Yeah, they do. Meanwhile, again, as I wrote in my Substack, The Truth Always Finds the Leak, there is a reason why every would-be autocrat throughout history, not just today, throughout history, seeks to control information. You see, when you can decide what is seen, you can decide what is believed, and when no one in power dares to challenge you, that's not democracy. It's stagecraft. Brit Hume, Fox News chief political analyst, he then goes on and speaks about Hegseth's attack on Jennifer Griffin. Play that clip.
We've heard since. Obviously, final reports are yet to be heard, but it was an impressive briefing, especially by General Cohen. I'd like to say a word, if I may, Dana, about Jennifer Griffin, who was attacked by the defense secretary today, an attack she certainly, in my view, did not deserve. Her professionalism, her knowledge, and her experience at the Pentagon is unmatched. And I have had and still have the greatest regard for her. The attack on her was unfair.
It is unfair. Now, look, I'm sure that you've all heard about Alligator Alcatraz, right? Florida's new detention center in the Everglades. Ron DeSantis went on Fox, showing off the new facility. But here's the thing. I want you to pay attention to the fact that he says that they can get legal assistance if allowed. Play the clip.
So, I mean, this is going to be, illegals will come in, they'll be processed, there'll be places for them to be housed, you'll have an ability for food, you'll have an ability for them to consult legal rights if they have that, because there is a process that's involved with this. So this is really everything. This is going to be a self-contained little area. And then, of course, you also have stuff for the staff that work here. So we've got laundry facilities, we've got showers, we've got, obviously, there you see the shower and bath facilities.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Where do you go to get a bunch of bathrooms like that?
Well, so this is being done by the Division of Emergency Management. So when we
truly pathetic. But if you think that's pathetic, even Jesse Jerkoff Waters sunk even lower. And he spoke about, listen to this one, how Jasmine Crockett is unhappy because she's single. Play the clip.
As far as Jasmine goes, I researched her, and it's never good when I do that. I found out she's single. She's 43. She's never been married. And I'm trying to figure out what makes her tick. I think I can set her up with someone.
Oh, my God.
I know a guy in D.C., Emily. He's white. Hopefully that's not a problem, but he will make her happy. And maybe then she will not hate everybody else besides herself so much. So if you're interested, I will set it up. And it would be my pleasure to do it.
Okay. Yes to that. We'll circle back on that. All right. So
what an asshole. By the way, it's a little coinky dink. I bumped into his ex-wife as they were going through a divorce in 2019. She didn't have such good things to say about you, Jesse. So before you start setting people up, maybe look in the mirror. Yeah, I know you need the woman, you need a wife in order to ensure that, your career is successful? Great. Finally, I want to show you a clip of Fox News reading off poll numbers, showing how many people are unhappy. Let me repeat that. This is Fox News reading off poll numbers, showing how many people are unhappy with Trump. Play that clip.
And the polls do show this. We got a whole bunch of polls that show this thing is not popular. I'm not talking about the farm part specifically. I'm talking about the Fox News poll shows that it's under 40% approval. When you look at the Quinnipiac poll, the Pew Research poll, these are all showing that few people favor this thing. 38% favor on the Fox poll. When it comes to the other ones, you can look at the Quinnipiac poll. That one has 53% opposing it. Only 27% support it. And then the Pew poll, here's the thing. A lot of Americans don't like this, even some people who voted for President Trump, for this reason, Madam Secretary, because they don't understand why the cuts have to come from programs like SNAP, like food stamps for the poor, and like Medicare for the poor. That is the problem. So can you make a connection between why that should be okay?
Yeah. I mean, it's right. Why should it be okay? As I finish my Substack, I say, because a government that refuses to be questioned is a government no longer worthy of our trust. And a leader who silences Congress isn't trying to stop leaks. He's trying to control the flood. We're really in a serious scenario here. And the truth is, we don't need to be. What we need is cooperation between the parties, across the aisle. That's what you need. Put us back on track. Make America great again, however you want to describe it. We need cooperation. We need to work together. And as always, thanks for listening.
Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.